we're gonna move on. We're gonna jump right into it. You know, you guys, we have to talk about our NL Central preview because you know baseball is upon us. Spring training is winding down right now. You know, and we gotta cover all of these
Hmm.
teams. We gotta give you our opinions, baby.
3 more days until opening day,
Trade,
baby.
trade days till opening day. Okay,
Freedom
That's
things.
one, two, three of them things, baby. That's it. Just 3 more days and then opening day. It's hot dogs. It's
Mm.
baseballs flying. It's pitches going 96 plus.
Sundress season. All
Sundry,
that.
all
Everything.
of it.
Everything. Every season is right there.
Yep.
Just like every season starts with dicks, every season should start with sundress and baseball. Everything. Just both of them together. Like peanut butter and jelly. Ham and burgers.
Just bam, just together.
Just all them. All them.
It's about to get wild though, because you guys already know we have to talk about this NL Central. So,
Hmm.
Rob, I see you got one up here. The Pirates take over the Vibes team mantle from the Blue Jays. You feeling like the Pirates are just vibes now? They're just a vibes team. That's how they coming this season. Just vibes.
So baseball prospectus doesn't is thinking their vibes, but I think they're thinking their upper vibes. They got them winning 82 games
Ooh.
this season. Yeah, I know. I know. And the reason why I call them vibes, the vibes team, is because they went and got a bunch of players that if this team sucks, basically they're going to be trade pieces come mid-season. No, they went and got Jake Mangum from the Rays. They went and got Ryan O'Hearn. They went and got Marcelo Zuna. Like they got a bunch of different players that is like Brandon Lau. Like they got a bunch of different players that is like it. They didn't. The Pirates have not been a contender for a very long time. They have not been a team that you had to basically reckon with for a very long time. And I'm thinking the reason why they're going for a big push in with these free agents and everything like that is because they know fuck well they're gonna have to pay Paul Skeens sooner or later.
Yes.
They got some years. They got some years because he still got his 3 arbitration years. They still got a bunch. They still got a little bit of time, so they don't have to pay him right now. But people are thinking that he's gonna get paid pretty soon, 150, 200 million, all that. They're gonna
Oh,
pay out his arbitration years,
easy.
which he deserves. He this motherfucker is brilliant. But be that as it may, they basically brought up Bubba Chandler, who was a #1 overall prospect.
Yep.
Seth Hernandez, they're saying they're going to probably bring up sometime in the near future. They should have Jarrett Jones coming back sooner or later. They would have also got Gregory Soto, who probably will be a trade piece, especially when it comes to relievers at the trade deadline. Of course, still got Paul Skeens, Mitch Keller. Like, this is a team that, yes, can contend. But this thing called the Pirates, which they basically have been this team that just kind of been around. Like they've been wasting Brian Reynolds' time, even though he really, I guess, really loves the Allegheny River or whatever it is. But this is a team that has pieces that, yeah, they can contend, especially when it comes to the Central, which is more up in the air than probably people think it is. But yeah, like this is a team that if all these things work right and if all these things kind of go in their favor, they're going to be a major player within the NL, but it's not likely. I don't think it's likely at all because it's the Pirates. And at the end of the day, it's the Pirates. They got a whole bunch of people. Like when I look at it, it's like they got a whole bunch of people that either were or are #1 prospects when it comes like Bubba Chandler, Henry Davis, Connor Griffin, who is the current #1 overall prospect. Like it's crazy. Like just thinking about that.
So I agree with you a lot. The one thing about this Pirates team is it has a high in ace, okay, in schemes, but then it has other pitchers that were not exactly, they're not old guys, but they're kind of prime ages guys. You have a good prospect. You picked up a bat who had a down year in Marcelo Zuna. He only had 21 home runs last year, and the year before, 2 years before, it was 39, and he had 40. Okay, so I look at it like this: you picked up a bat of a guy who possibly could turn it around because he's the agent. He could go crazy for you. It could be some wild shit. Skeens is gonna be A's, probably Cy Young. Just maybe, just maybe again. Uh, I think the team is maybe middle of the road, but you say they said 82?
82.
82.
82 wins. Like that's why I'm like, that's a crazy way because I can't even think of the last time that anybody would ever project
That's
the
just over
Pirates to go.
500. That's literally
Yeah,
one over 500.
yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
Mm.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's nuts. Like I maybe it is people kind of really like going into like Paul schemes and thinking like, okay, this guy, of course he just won a Cy Young last year. Like he could really carry this team as an ace, and then like everything else is going to reverberate back. Also bringing up Connor Griffin, who everybody seemingly says is the real deal. Match that up with Ryan
I,
O'Hearn, with O'Neal Cruz, with Brian Reynolds. Like they have a lot of pieces. It's just that all these pieces they've basically been in the shitter for so long, which it lose to a team that we're gonna talk about in a minute. Not this guy, but a team that we're gonna talk about in a minute in the NBA. I'll just put that as a teaser. But a team that's been in the shitter for a very long time that basically has a really good player that is essentially gonna carry this team. Like I think people are looking at those aspirations and thinking like, oh, this is what's going to basically push them over the top if we just add all these pieces and basically accentuate the vibes and basically make it to where okay, now we are somebody. Don't think about what we were. Don't think about what we had, but think about what we got and where we might be going. It's like if they could
I
make
can
it
see where
happen,
I can see where
it's
you're
an
going with
interesting
that.
one.
I can see where you're going with that, Rob. I can definitely see where that's a hey, we could be good. We could be real good. Possibly, maybe. But uh I don't know. They still a vibes team. But a winning season would be something to build on for them. That would damn sure be something to build on. For sure, for sure. I can maybe see that. I don't know baseball reference. Y'all shooting kinda high. Y'all shooting a little
Yeah.
y'all shooting at the clouds a little bit, I think. But maybe they could pull off a winning season. Maybe we don't know. We don't know. So I see you also calling upon baseball Jesus right here. Lord willing, the Brewers will suck this year. You really hoping for the Brewers to suck? You
I
really
hope the
hoping?
Brewers go to hell every year. It's a continuous thing for me. Okay, so it's like, okay, I know not everybody has to feel this way. Everybody doesn't have to agree with Rob here. But when it comes to the point of like, hey, Rob, what do you think about the Brewers? I say, fuck them. They say, why? I say, because fuck them. That's why. That's the thing is, I do not like this team. Now, let me go back to baseball perspectives and see where they got them going. And yeah, so they got baseball perspectives. It's got them balanced as all things should be, 81 and 81. So they think that there's going to be some level of regression, which there should be. They just basically traded away Freddie Peralta.
Yes.
Granted, they got the Miz, Jacob Mizorowski, Brandon Woodruff. If you tell me if you heard this one before, coming back from season-ending injury, Quinn Priester, who I think was one of y'all people at
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
time,
One
Kyle
time. Yeah.
Harrison, who was also one of y'all people at one time. Like they have Angel Zerpa. They always keep a good bullpen. Like Angel Zerpa, Abner Uribe, Trevor McGill. Like they got a bunch of spot people. Plus, still got Jackson Churio. They signed him. They locked him out of his arbitration years. Bryce Terang, who's got a Gold Glove. William Contreras.
Contreras. Yep.
Like like they got pieces and everything like that, and they still got basically the tattered remains of Christian Yelich's back. It's the most like flimsy, maybe it's here, maybe it's not kind of thing. But fuck them. Like I honestly, like they brought
Look.
me
I
so
can
much.
understand your pain, Rob. I can
Yeah,
understand your pain.
yeah. Like generally, I could basically give an unbiased appraisal of every Major League Baseball team of what I feel like, what they got, and like what I think that they can do. But to all those points that I could basically make, they could kiss my ass. Like, fuck
Damn.
the Brewers, okay? Generally, figuratively, presumptively,
Mm.
fuck the Brewers. All right. But so, yeah, even though basically they ain't really got shit that I gotta be fearful of. Like, yeah, if Christian Yelich becomes MVP Christian Yelich again, I got you. If basically they basically bring up Jesus or Jesus Made, I don't even know if I even said his name right, but we'll say that. I said, I don't even care. I don't care. He a Brewer. Fuck him. But either way, they
Damn,
bring him up or
everybody
whatever.
catching
Jackson
strays.
Churio basically like goes to the next level and then basically shoots his own self into the fucking sun. I really don't care. I don't care.
Boy, the hate
They
is
could.
real.
The hate is the
The hate is real.
I'm giving y'all the PG version of the hate. Like this deep, it's deeper than rap over in this motherfucker. But no, overall, fuck the Brewers. They can kiss my ass. Now, if you have anything if you want to say positive about the Brewers, I feel free. I'll you know what?
I'll say this. Trading Peralta, I do see a step back in regression if they're going to be even. I think this team is kind of going to have to lean on its bats a little bit more. I pray. Look, I'll say this. They're going to need Christian Yelich back to heal up, and I think he's going to have to be in the 35 plus range. I think for home runs. I think Bryce is going to have to show up. I feel like they still have some good young pieces, Churio, Terrain, but I don't know if we know even isn't going to get you a playoff spot. Even is not going to get you a playoff spot. But what we do know is if they can be respectable enough to draw anybody else who wants to even be there. Because I feel like every time the Brewers have had this just greatness raining upon them, something happens. I.e. Christian Yelich is back. You know, yeah. But all in all, I could see them being an even team. 81 and 81. I actually could see them falling below. I could see them right at 80, 79 wins, maybe. It just happens. You can't trade away like a Freddie Peralta and be like, we're going to figure out how to win more games without him pitching. And we didn't replace anybody. We didn't bring in his replacement. Okay, cool. It's like bad job training. we got rid of the guy who knew how to do everything, and we brought in a guy who knows how to do maybe one thing. We didn't get back quite the right equivalent. Now, this is a team that I kind of want to talk about with you. What are the Reds except for Ellie starter? Well, Ellie's starter wife, you know. Rob, I remember you whenever Ellie came into the league, you were like, Price, this man right here, greatness. He's coming into the league, greatness. Now, I cannot deny him of what he can do, but I damn sure can deny everybody else on that team right now, okay? What does baseball perspective have to man?
Who now? So when it comes to the Reds, they got them at 78 and 83.
Mm-hmm.
So, or they got them at 78 wins. So here's the thing. Hunter Green, I think they said is going to be out until July, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge.
So we starting off in the negative.
Oh my God. Because Hunter Green, if you want to talk about somebody else that's the real fucking deal, that man, especially a brother, like that man is a real fucking deal in everything. They're also sending Chase Burns to basically start off in the minors for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure why. But essentially, this is a team that they basically brought in Nate Lowe. Of course, they traded for Key Brian Hayes last year. He's going to be basically the mainstay as third base for them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and you still got Ellie. Oh, and they brought in Eugenio Suarez too. So I don't know if he's going to play third base or he's going to DH, but probably going to be DH in a bunch. But yeah, like this is a team that's like also a team I don't necessarily like. And there's a story behind that. If you get me drunk, I'll tell you. But like, it's basically this is a team that they want to be good. They truly, I think, want to be good, but they're the Reds, and they basically have not been relevant. And I can't even think of how long. I can't even think of the last time they even made the playoffs. I got to look that up too. But like, I can't think of the last time the Reds have actually been in the playoffs in any kind of contention. So yeah, man, this is Ellie Dela Cruz's starter wife. Like once this man is able to hit free agency, I think he's gonna be gone. He's gonna be like Uncle Elroy. It's like as soon as I had the lotto, I was gone.
Got my money, I was gone.
That man is gone, man. Because he's so exciting. He's switch hitter, big as hell, rocket arm, plays shortstop, but I'm thinking like eventually he's gonna be full-time third base,
Hmm.
like or if not the outfield. But like he is too much of a star for them. Like he's too much of a star for Ohio, too much of a star for the Reds. I don't know what his intentions are because we talked about it with like Jose Ramirez and everything like that,
Yeah.
and essentially like I don't know where this is gonna go with him, but this team, especially with not Keith Brian Hayes, Hunter Green basically being hurt, is I won't say dead in the water. They still got Andrew Abbott, they got Brady Singer. I'm thinking Emilio Bagan is gonna be their closer. Uh, they got pieces. It's just that they don't really have anything to like contend with the Dodgers, contend with the Phillies, contend with Mets, contend with the best team in this division, possibly the Cubs, which we're gonna talk about them next. But like, yeah, they ain't really got much. Like maybe if Chase Burns does come up and basically shows the fuck out like to his potential, maybe you got something because he was like a top 100 start, a top 100
Yeah.
prospect. But and Nick Lodelo, he's cool. I like him, but not great. But like, yeah, Hunter Green being gone, being what the strides that he made, and like where this team would be, that's huge. And I don't think they're gonna be having anything to really. They probably gonna be closer to like 75 wins, maybe 70 wins, if anything.
So I got one for you right here. The Reds are like the book, The Tale of Two Cities. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. And the reason I say that is because the best of times is telling you all of the shit that we picked up and how we got Suarez, a guy who hit 49 bombs. He can help produce runs. And then I'm gonna tell you about the worst of times. Hunter Green ain't coming back no time soon.
Nah,
It's not
nah.
happening. You can think what you want to think that he may come back and that we may have a shot, but you have to get past the Cubs. You're going
Yeah,
to have to get past the Cubs in this division. And I'll
yeah.
say this. Do I think they can get past the Cubs? No. Maybe because it's gonna be somebody in the comment section. Because there's always somebody. Somebody's going to tell me, yes, they have a chance at this. And look, I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I'll say this: Rocky had a puncher's chance, and he did beat Apollo.
Eventually,
Yeah, he eventually beat him. But I think that they're looking to try to be as exciting as possible with Suarez swinging the bat, with Ellie swinging the bat. I think that it's going to be manageable pitching, so to speak. And we're going to hope that we can be above 500 and hope that we can kind of contend. And we can hope that the Cubs just, kind of crash and burn. And, the Hindenburg happened once. Maybe it can happen in the Major League Baseball again, and maybe you can slide in there. You never know. But do I think it's likely to happen? No, not at all. I don't see it happening. But just look, Angels in the outfield. The kid said, just maybe.
yeah,
It,
yeah.
it's one of them. Maybe this could happen. Maybe it could, but I don't think so. Not in my opinion. Now, as we're moving on, the Cubs, class or ass for the division. I'm gonna help you out with this one. I'm gonna go ahead and call them class.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead and call them class. I'll say this: the Cubs are a team where I feel like they're built well enough. Okay, I don't know if you saw Dylan Carlson's solo home run the other night.
He plays for them now.
Yeah,
That's that
put
man
him
has been
ahead in the
passed.
six.
That man has been passed around.
Look,
Oh no! Wait. Who is he playing for now?
Cubs.
Dylan Carlson?
Yeah,
My sweet baby Dylan?
yeah.
Hold on. I'm not seeing him. Okay. Good for him.
He hit one in the six. He hit one in
Ah,
the six. One in
damn.
the six. I
Good for
paid
you, Dylan.
attention. Yeah. He put him up in the six, and I was like, God damn. I like, look at Dylan swinging the bat. Goddamn it.
Man, look. Okay. So, because this is going to come up. I guess he was a non-roster, because I had to look it up. He's a non-roster invite. The thing is, that's gonna be crazy if that man gets any kind of playing time. I know this is just a sidetrack, but the man gets any kind of playing time with the Cubs, it's gonna be funny as hell. Because like this is Patrick Wisdom 2.0. Like this is the thing. Like so for y'all that don't know, Patrick Wisdom was a former third baseman for the Cubs. They actually had this with Michael Bush too, what the Cubs did. But never mind that. But like yeah, like we had Patrick Wisdom. That man went to the Rangers and then started being good and then flattened out. But yeah, like I could go on. I could, you know what? I interrupted you because I could go on forever about Dylan Carlson. But yeah,
Look, solid pitching there. Matthew Boyd, Edward Cabrera is there. Cade Horton, all solid pitching. Hobby Milner is there. I feel like they're going to be, Jordan Wicks, they're going to be there. I think this is the division winner. This is your division winner right here, Auburn. And of course, they took Alex Bregman from me, but we're not gonna talk about that though. We're not gonna talk about that because Alex, me and you gotta have a discussion. We gotta have a discussion.
I would also love to.
Whenever I see you,
but I also still don't want to interrupt. No, we did talk. Well, we talked about it in the archives.
We did.
I can't keep a third baseman just like Pam can't keep a man. Like yeah.
But see, I ain't want the other one though. I wanted this one.
I know, and y'all only had him for a year. Y'all rented him. Like look, it wasn't your girl. It was just your turn.
Yeah, pretty much. But they solid hitting. Nico Horner, Matt Shaw, Dansby Swanson is still there. Of course, Pete Crow Alonso. Of course, you got Pete. And I don't know about you, but every time I think about Pete Crow Alonso, you saw the photo of him and Sammy Sosa?
Mm-mm. Okay. And Armstrong.
I mean, I don't know why I said Pete Crow Alonso. Pete Crow Armstrong. Have you seen, I want to say Sammy is still light-skinned Sammy in that photo? And it is crazy because he's dark-skinned. and look, hold on, Sammy. I don't want you to take this joke the wrong way. But my mom makes a joke. She's like, somebody beat the black up off him, and then it came back to so every time I think about Pete Crow Armstrong, I think about that particular photo, and I'll be like, and Black finally came back after they beat him.
It just took a while.
It took a while, but it got him back. Seiya Suzuki, they have a solid. They have a very solid hitting lineup. They have solid pitching. I think that they are the team in this division, but can they win it all? That's a different question.
Yeah,
that's a different question.
That's part of, like, will they win this division? Yes. Will they win more than this division? It's so here's the thing, because we previewed every team except for one, and we'll get to them in a little second. But like, as far as the teams within the National League, like we talked about the American League and like how deep the American League is when it comes to good teams. When it comes to the National League with good teams, it depends on what you mean by good. Yes. Because the thing about it is, like, as far as the top tier teams, as far as what's out there, like we got the Dodgers, we got the Phillies, we got the Braves, we got the Mets.
I see, like the Padres in there too.
You could throw the Padres, but they've been flimsy, and that's really it. Like, you can believe in the Marlins, you can believe in the Brewers if you really wanted to. You can believe in the Giants, but there's like some top tier teams, and then it's like a lot of like wiggle room. It's kind of like the Eastern Conference where we are with the NBA right now. Like, it's a lot of wiggle room. So
yes,
like when it comes to like the top tiers, you got the Mets, Dodgers. In my opinion, you got the Mets and Dodgers, and then you got kind of like a lot of just everything else.
Yeah. And I'm gonna be real with you. Whenever you was naming them, I was like, "How dare you put the Mets before the Dodgers?" Because in my head, I know that you're not naming them, but in my head, yeah, it's Dodgers, Mets. I'd say Phillies, Padres, or wasn't what to me. And then after that, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
Rest of y'all got to fall in line.
And so where I got the Cubs slot is that number 3, because when I think of like the Mets and the Dodgers, I think of like the more balanced teams, like the teams that like, okay, you got a lot here and a lot there. There's things I don't necessarily question about you. See, like with the Phillies, I don't know about how consistent their bats are going to be
Yes.
throughout the season. And I don't know about it, and not only their bats, their health. Because when you talk about Bryce Harper, when you talk about Trey Turner, you got guys that are basically they're here and they're there.
Yeah,
They're here and they're
they're
not.
high in Ferraris, though. They're
Like
high in Ferraris.
but that rotation is mean. That pitcher staff is mean.
Yes.
That is a very vicious pitcher staff. But it's like, I don't know about their long-term health. When we talk about the Padres, it's really more just the past history with what they've done, and essentially like kind of like what we talk about with the Pirates, where it's like but on the other end, like you have talent. You have things that I can look at and empirically say you have some of the best players in Major League Baseball, like when you talk about Fernando Tatis Jr., those kind of guys. But you've also basically had some failures where it's like you don't really go over the edge. You don't basically go to that next level to say how good or live up to the potential of like what you are. Like when they had Juan Soto and stuff like that, like you don't go to that next level and then basically show me that you are one of the best teams. Kind of like Josh Allen in a sense. But like but that's where I like don't really put them up there. But like when it comes to like the Mets, even though the Mets are the Mets, they've had their history and everything like that. This is such a formidable team and such a balanced team. Same thing with the Dodgers. They just got everything. They just got perfection up and down their fucking organization. But it's like those are what I'll basically say the criminal climb. The Cubs right here is like, yeah, like that still upper tier. They're right there as far as like, to me, the third best team in the whole National League. Like you just talked about, they got Eric Cabrera, Shota Imanaga, Matthew Boyd. They got Michael Bush. They got Pete Crow Armstrong. They went and got Michael Conforto, whatever that means. They still got Seiya Suzuki if he can stay healthy.
And see, that's the problem with this team. It's a lot of weird in the middle good, and we have health problems at certain positions. And look, if they had a killer rotation, I think we'd be pushing them more towards that Philly slot. We'd be pushing them more towards hey, y'all pitching is so goddamn good. It's like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, I see you in champion the Chad Wildcats winning it all, Arizona. Oh, you're a Wildcats fan? Shout out to you, bro.
Shout out.
Look, trust me, we're gonna be tuning into the games like right after this. But
no. This is a team that I think can win it all for at least the National League. I think it can win the National League, but can it beat the Dodgers or the Dodgers or the Mets?
No.
I don't. They got a puncher's chance, but I don't think they can follow through.
Like I said earlier.
But it's also fuck the Cubs a little bit.
Like I said earlier, Rocky beat Apollo in the movies eventually. I don't think that's happening with them. I don't think the Cubs would beat out the Dodgers. I don't see that happening. It would have to be such a hot streak, and the Dodgers would have to be on such a downturn for them to get through this. To me, it's like this. Do I think the Cubs, whenever I think about that matchup, do I think the Cubs can be higher than the down Dodgers? Okay?
No.
The Dodgers sit on their wallet and they're still higher on a downturn than the Cubs be up high.
Yes, the Ricketts got money though.
Yeah, but they not spending money though.
That's the thing. And I remember listening to an interview with Andrew Friedman, and he basically pulled out, he was like, hey, of these other teams only spending like 30% of what they got to basically bolster their roster. We're spending like 70%. They do, even though they got a lot of money, they allocate it to their baseball. Where motherfuckers would be like, they like the gif of the Dave Chappelle with his money like from the Oprah segment where he's like,
yeah,
like that's how they are.
Half of them are gonna hold this money forever, and we're not gonna get anywhere. So if you're not spending money in baseball, you're not going to see the turnover that you want. The Dodgers are showing you the turnover of money, attendance, championships, just an abundance of talent on the field. They're showing you what the turnover is if you decide to spend money. Cubs not spending no damn money. Like you
I like
said,
that.
Dave Chappelle, don't don't take my money.
Yeah.
But it is what
Now,
it is.
I mean, the what I will say is, as far as like within payroll, it looks like the Cubs are number 8, so they do have a chance. Like you got to be in the top 10, base. Well, not got to be, but generally the top 10. Anybody in the top 10 in baseball when it comes to payroll wins the World Series. You don't really find anybody outside the top 10 to win the World Series. They ain't got to be number 1. They just got to be in the top 10.
Yeah.
Like it's been a bunch of 5, 6s. It's been some. I mean, of course, number 1 the last couple of years. Well, no, number 1 last year. I think the Mets was like the year number 1 the year before.
Yeah, I
but
think so.
essentially, yeah, like you basically got to be in the top 10.
Okay, now for the last team in this division that we're going to cover, and then we'll be covering every team in baseball over the past few weeks. Your St. Louis Cardinals. Rob, how do you feel about your Cardinals?
Okay. All comes down to this. We've gone through all 29 other teams. 29 teams that have great things. They have negative things. They have things that you can aspire for. They have things that you can very much criticize. Like there is so many things, so many ways I can basically talk about each team when it comes to Major League Baseball. And I see a lot of people talk about Cardinals and like what they're doing and how they're acting, reacting, especially with the amount of trades that we had this offseason when we talk about giving away, essentially giving away Nolan Arenado because we still paying him still most of his money. Trading away Sonny Gray and Wilson Contreras, like giving them just a lot of just stuff that we had that we used to basically go, and push for the future. Basically giving away, got a lot of spots. We did bring in Dustin May, from your beloved Red Sox.
Yes, you
did.
did.
Because of the person right over here. No, right over here, Mr. Kane Bloom, who was a former Red Sox executive. He's replacing this guy, John Mozeliak, who is the president of baseball operations. So this is a whole new era for Cardinals baseball. This is going to be the first season without Mo in a very long time. It's been Cardinals fans. It's been a long time in Mo we trust. Very, very long time. And that's why I have optimism when it comes to this team. Now, granted, a lot of Cardinals fans have been beaten the fuck down the last few years because of everything. Like whether you're talking about the team that hasn't really made the playoffs in a long time. When we did make the playoffs, didn't do anything in the playoffs. Like we haven't gone to the NLDS in I can't even remember how long. It's been a long time. Like
10?
Probably since the world. No,
12, something like that.
It's been
10,
a while.
Years, something like that.
I'm gonna look it up in a minute. But essentially with this team, it's hard to basically okay. I know a lot of people are basically like the Cardinals are going cheap. The DeWitts don't want to basically spend. That's putting ourselves in the shitter. What I would combat with, the last time we went to the NLCS was 19. Okay. We got swept. And so let me look. That was the last year of Schilt, I think, or one of the last couple years. Oh, yeah, that was the year that the Nationals won the world title. Man, Anibal Sanchez, who we thought wasn't going to do shit, pitched 8 innings because we were like, as long as we get through Anibal Sanchez, we'll be fine. And then Anibal Sanchez said, no, the fuck you won't, and then put the boot to ass right there in the NLCS and basically pitched like 8 scoreless. And it was because we were like, all right, because if we get through Anibal Sanchez, all we got to do is deal with Max Scherzer and Strasburg, and we'll be fine. And then that nigga just said, ha, 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 fuck you. and then just basically just his foot probably still in our ass.
It probably
I,
is.
I got nothing against you, Annabelle Sanchez. I did not think you. I I was unfamiliar with your game, sir. But either way, like, yeah,
It
that
happens.
that was the things. Yeah, it does. But that was the last time we've had any real playoff success. So when it comes to this team, Baseball Perspectives has us winning 66 games. If we round up 67 games. Our pitching staff, our pitcher rotation is as follows. And tell me if you've heard the name before. Matthew Liberatore,
Yes, heard him.
Andre Palante,
Heard him.
Michael McGreevy,
Him too.
Dustin May,
Definitely heard him.
Kyle Leahy.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have, because my boy Smart, he knows about these teams, especially because all these niggas were on the team last year, except for Dustin May.
Yep.
And we have a lot of people waiting in the wings, Quinn Matthews, Gordon Graceffo. We got basically a lot of things that we could look forward to. And now, granted, I'm going really long about this, and that's really because I have, and this is not cope. This is not something where I'm like, oh my God, I have to deal with this team basically having no stars for the first time in a while. Nah, man, this is really more than I'm like, we got JJ Weatherholder, which is one of the top prospects in all of baseball. We got Mason Wynn, who I think can be a superstar in baseball if given the chance. We got Victor Scott, who is possibly the fastest person in baseball. We got Ivan Herrera, if he can stay healthy, is one of the best hitters can be one of the best hitters in baseball. We have Jordan Walker, who I still believe in.
He does.
I sure do. And I'm probably I'm gonna be the last one on that fucking island until that motherfucker is not on a fucking baseball field ever again. I will believe. I believe in Jordan Walker. I believe in Jordan Walker. I will. I do. And that's mainly because he's a brother and he seems like he has the tools. And we got like 10,000 catchers. But either way, other than that, like, this is a team that I really feel that he be the best person to say what exactly it is. But I really believe this is what I think the plan is for the St. Louis Cardinals. You ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
Yeah.
I think what they're trying to do is that they're trying to basically get a lot of these guys who have never really had a ton of touch time with the league to basically get that touch time, be great, and then bring in a star or stars to the team eventually, possibly when the DeWitts die. But either way, they will basically go, because we did it before. We brought in Paul Goldschmidt. We brought in Nolan Arenado. Mainly because
on the demise of the owners is wild.
Well, prove me wrong, DeWitts. Prove me wrong, Bill DeWitt. All right? Because look, like I was going into, we got the Arenado trade basically for nothing. Like, we traded away a bunch of bullshit and got Nolan Arenado. We also signed Paul Goldschmidt around that same time. So it's not to where they haven't gone out and been aggressive to get players that are worth a damn. Paul Goldschmidt won an MVP with us. Nolan Arenado was in the top 3 in that MVP voting that same year. So it's not like we never did it. But I think the thing is, we had to get them out of there in order to get even though he's not great, but these guys, he won a Silver Slugger last year, Alec Burleson,
yeah,
and the JJ Weatherholtz, because there was no real spot for him because we had to trade away Brandon Donovan, which is another guy we had to give away. But we got City J. Like, we had to basically move guys that were worth a damn to basically give guys who we think could be possibly better than them a shot and actually touch time within the league. Is this year going to suck for us? Probably. Do I care that it sucks for us? No. And the main reason being is because if we got to basically give guys that are younger more time in the league to basically get in front of major league pitching, in front of major league talent, to then become better major league players, I think it's worth that sacrifice. Plus, I ain't paying for tickets at Busch Stadium anyway. But I think this is a good thing for the team overall. It's a bitter pill to swallow, but we've been swallowing bitter pills for this fucking team for at least the last few years. So it's just another one. But at least, if JJ Weatherholt is in the opening day lineup and is starting for this team and is possibly becoming one of the all-stars this year, and then we have the best middle infield, if that does happen, we have the best middle field infield in baseball between him and Mason Wynn. I am much good with that. I am very good with that because there is at least guys, like I said, Ivan Herrera, Alex Burleson, with Mason Wynn, with JJ Weatherholt. This can be a team that is something that will be good, and especially can be good to add another piece with. So with this team, the team on my chest, the 314, the representative here from the 314, I approve this team. Okay, Mr. Bloom, you, I approve you. What you doing? Just don't fuck up my approval.
That's what he's telling you. Now, I'll say this, Rob. If that's the plan, I hope that works out for you. Me, I'm sure. I got a lot of good talent over in Boston that we gonna develop, and
we full.
We on the right path. But I think St. Louis might have a solid thing with what they're going. They might.
Yeah.
It just all depends. But enough of that. Finally covers us covering all teams in baseball, giving you guys our preview with 3 days to spare. We got it right now. We got it right.
Which we'll have a little bit more MLB coming. So
yeah.
We crescendo next week.
Yeah,